saying starting recording.
Boom. Matthew is recording the call.
Nice.
I am
And one.
recording audio.
Oh, me too. There you go. Gangster. It's your boy Matt.
It's your boy Gio.
And we the dads of the day. Oh, woo!
We nailed it. We nailed that one. You know what it is? I don't know when you're gonna say and we are the dads of the day, so I'm just gonna let you do that. Matt, Gio, Matt, together.
There you go. I like it, dog.
That's hey. That's good. That's good.
You got it, bro.
Good.
Bro.
Tell me what you got today. What you got to drink today, man?
Dang, bro. So we got a little something from Aldi up in here, man. I don't know how close I gotta get, but you get that light in there. You see that?
No, you gotta come closer. It was
Don't
good
matter.
right there.
Ah, there you go. It's Big Brother's hard root beer, dog.
Can't do it.
Check me out. I hate root beer, bro. But this is fire. I'm telling you. Next time we see each other or whatever, I'm gonna drop a bottle off. Man,
yeah, just the care
bottoms up, baby.
All right, and I got, if I would have known, I would have pulled out the red stripe, but I already got the sangria and the chalice. And the golden chalice, you see it, so here we go.
Got some barbecue chips, bro. We good to go.
And you could already guess what I got.
All right. How the crunch sound?
Crunchy.
You can hear it, bro?
It sounds huge. The crunch is huge.
Kettle chips. I hate it, bro. Oh, man. Oh, and y'all can also see, man, your boy Matt got a little blurred background acting, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Using the computer today, dog.
That depth of field, as we call it, that's depth of field.
Right.
That depth of field is looking pretty nice, man.
Depth thick. I like it, dog.
Dolph.
That's what it's called.
Depth of field. So we're supposed to have a guest. Come on.
We're waiting for the man. He said he was getting set up, so we figured.
So we're just waiting, and we're just gonna flow as if technical difficulties might happen, and if they don't, we will expect them. We won't say a name because then if he doesn't show up because unexpected technical difficulties or whatever, then
Hey, that was lame, huh?
That would. But you know what, man? I understand it. This whole situation has been a unique one, man. It's been interesting, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting. How y'all holding up, man? I guess while we got a chance, right? Let's catch some people up, man. How we been, right? We've had guests for the last couple of weeks, man. What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? So you hear me crunching these chips. So how we doing, man? I don't know if we talked about my job situation, my new job. So I think we talked about like the last job I had with Merchant Link.
Yeah.
And I was with them for like 3 weeks or so, maybe a month. And I was changing up my Instagram, my LinkedIn page because as an independent contractor with Merchant Links, I wasn't getting anything. Right? So I wasn't getting any leads. I wasn't getting nothing. So I changed up my LinkedIn page to get some leads so I could start, selling on there. And the next day I got hit up by a company called Spot On. And I was like, is this legit? They hit me up and they were telling me all these things like, man, we got benefits, we got 401k, we got business cards for you, we got resources for you, we got videos you can share.
All of the above.
I'm like, bruh, you had me at benefits, bro.
Can we see what this looks like with this light on, please? Just let me know. I just feel like it's really dark.
He ain't talking to me, y'all. He's talking to his wife.
I'm not. I'm talking to our casting crew. Like our crew in the back. Our crew, Gaffer. How's that look?
Hey, added a little bit more hue, but it's not it's not a make or breaker.
Was the other side better?
Yeah. It's like it almost looks the same. It's almost like she turned on a light and it just got a little bit brighter. That that's all that.
It was a key light. That's all. It was a film.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all it was. 3-point light for 101.
Right. There you go. Gosh, we need to talk about that kind of stuff. That's great. I don't know. So yeah, man. So I started with it so it was on a Wednesday that they contacted me. I called them that same day. They're based out of California, so they're 3 hours behind us. And I talked to their recruiter. Next day, I talked to one of their hiring managers. And then the day after that,
just like that,
they were like, welcome to the team, brother. They were like, well, you already did the training. Here were some things that was going to make or break it, right? So it's like, if I have to travel to do training, obviously can't go because of Corona. So I asked the recruiter, and he was like, no, wait, you don't have to go anywhere. We do all that online.
What?
bro.
Come on.
They
Come
got a
on.
training layout, man. When I got set up with a team with a sales director, he sent me an email. He had everything here: day one, day two, day three. Watch
And you
this
didn't even
video
have to go to Orlando for this.
like I did with it. Them jokers want their $500 back though, but that's all right.
Oh.
They paid it like they were giving me a stipend, so it's understandable. But I was like, look, I'm not gonna stick around with a company that won't even give me a logo so I can get business cards.
Wait a minute. Wait a
At a
minute. That's what
company-
I need to know. How did you break it off? Because the last time we talked about this on the air, you didn't break it off yet.
Nah, man. So I literally just sent him an email. It was like 11 o'clock, and honestly, bro, I think it was right when we finished a podcast. We were finishing. Who do we interview? It wasn't Star. It was whoever we interviewed before that. Your boy
Before Sierra?
Sierra, right? So we finished with him. I think me and you were still kind of chopping it up on Skype and talking. Right then and there, dude, I started working on email because I got a text message from him in our group text saying we got a call tomorrow. Somebody else in that text message group was like, I got another job. I'm out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was like, what?
You're not helping my situation.
Bro, I'm like, what's going on here? So then everybody in there was like, that could have been a personal message. That could have been a personal email. And I was like, good to know. Because I was like,
I'm going to give you
text them in the group.
No.
I was going to be like, hey, by the way, I got another job too. So I said, bump it, man. So I was like, let me go ahead. So I have a generic resignation letter email. I've resigned from a few positions in the last 3 years. That I just have a copy and paste template that I use, and I just change the name of the company, change the reason why I'm leaving, and change the name of the person on the letter. So sending that email, my dog, it was like 11:30, bro. He responded in like 5 minutes with well, man, we don't think you've given us a fair chance. We've been giving you a $500 stipend over the last couple of weeks, and you haven't really done anything for us. And I'm like, that doesn't really seem fair. And I was like, I can understand why you'd be frustrated because you don't really pay people. It's commission. So for them to give me a $500 stipend was,
Right. Because they did
nice
that.
thing. It was a nice thing, right, to get me on. And I'm cool.
Right.
But at the end of the day, every company is gonna do what's best for the company.
For them. So
no matter.
Don't let their
kindness,
their sweet talk try to yeah.
Right. So I was like, I understand your frustration and I apologize for any inconvenience, but I found a job that's got benefits, it's got more resources, and it's just a better opportunity for me and my family right now. So if you'd like me to give you your money back, I'll do it. And he's like, please, that'd be great. And he was like, best of luck. It wasn't like a thanks,
Right.
You douche man, forget it. Hey, that would be nice. Appreciate it. Best of luck. And I was like, all right, cool. So,
dang. Well, at least juxtapose that against the guy who quit in the text message group. You look like a saint.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I could have been like, hey, I didn't text the group, dog. So, it worked out.
Should have been like, well, at least I didn't text the group. Come on.
You gonna take my money away, bro? I didn't text the group.
Come on.
Right. So it was good, man. It worked out. And I've been with the new company now like 2 weeks. I think this is my maybe 3. This is so last week was all training. This week was all kind of, figuring stuff out, actually making some phone calls, actually sending out some emails. And it's been a lot better, man. So this whole quarantine thing, one, we're blessed, man. My father-in-law is working. My mom's job is slowing down now, as you can see before we got dresses. So there's not much happening in the wedding field. Samara she's got a new client today, so she's still cranking. Mine is all commission, so unfortunately, I got to start closing some deals if I want to get paid. Obviously, it's slow. Company knows it's slow because other companies are kind of slowed down.
Right.
We have resources to help.
And
companies.
What you're selling is I'm going in person kind of product.
It is, but I can do it. But hey, everything's being done over Zoom.
What I mean is the product that you're selling is something that is utilized by customers who have to go in the store, right? So they're like, that sounds good, but right now we don't have any people coming in, right? Like we're just doing orders.
Right. Well, so we do have resources. So here's the thing, right? It's the company I was with before was a credit processing company only, right? So they sell the terminals that you put your credit card. Got it. This company is a software company that does credit card processing as well. So the stuff I sell is software for digital marketing, review management. So reviewing like your Google, your Yelp, and all the reviews that you get on those things.
Right.
Streamline that, bro. And everything comes to one location. You get a notification. Never miss another review. So if somebody writes a good or bad review, bing, on you, bro. You can just respond right then and there for
Got it.
all of them. For the 9 reviewing websites, all of them. So the Yelp, the TripAdvisor, the Facebooks, the Google, the Foursquares, all of that. So
Got it.
payment analytics. I mean, the software is crazy, bro. It's crazy. So it's something that can be sold and that can help honestly companies right now. A lot of people ain't willing to make a change because of the virus, So it's slowing them
Right.
down, and
Makes sense.
so people are just kind of scared and on the fence about making changes when
Yeah.
our stuff can help. So it's just finding the right people, man. So we're good. Been with the kids, nothing different, Just can't go to parks. You know what I'm saying? Our kids ain't really been to school, so it's not like somebody's like, "What's it like having your kids at home all the time?" I'm like, "Well, this
They've
is
always been at home.
it's always been the case for us." So we just had to make some adjustments, man. Put a little schedule in place, man. And the last 2 days, be honest with you, man, we stuck to it for nothing. Man, we've been watching TV like a mug,
But you
tired.
need that every now and then. You have your schedule, you do good, and then every now and then you just need to just be like, bump the schedule. We're gonna live. We're gonna live.
Yeah, and
That's fine.
that's what it was, man. Because what was happening was like I would work in the morning, and then Samira would work in the afternoon, so we would just switch off with the kids.
Right.
So she may take a nap before she starts to work in the afternoon. I wouldn't take a nap. And so by the time she woke up and started working, she'd be working till late. I'd bring the kids down, and then we just both be tired. So we wake up the next day. So we did the schedule all last week, and then we did a good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday hit, and we were just like,
Bump it.
bumping, bro. We chilling
Right.
today. So we got a new pool too, man. So we a little
Swimming.
blow up, bro. So we went swimming today, man. It's been fun. So quarantine's been tough. And I'm gonna stop talking after this. I'm a little long winded, but
No,
this
bro, I'm letting you talk because usually I'm subconscious of being long winded. So it's good to let somebody else be long winded for a change.
right.
People are probably like, "Oh, this is the most Matt has ever talked in an episode."
And it's been about 40
This is
episodes since we
great.
heard this guy.
Yeah, wow. I be feeling so self-conscious when we leave an episode.
Oh
I'm
my
like, dang, I could have shut up after the paragraph number 2. So it's all good, John.
Oh my
It's good. Bro,
So
I'm over here like, think of another question.
yeah,
Keep them going.
I'm getting interviewed today, huh? Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
should do that one day. We should just interview each other. Go
Oh,
ahead.
that'd be
That'd be really dope.
this week. I think all the Corona stuff has started to kind of get to me in the sense of I really miss being able to be around y'all, be around people.
Yeah.
The gym, like I started to fall in love with the gym again,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. With the jujitsu, you know what I'm saying? So it's
I
like
know, bro. I'm
just those
itching to get on the mat, bro.
moments, bro. I just want to go lift. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I did some pull-ups yesterday, and I did some push-ups, and I'm feeling it. It feels great. I'm like,
Dang.
still do stuff, but
Yeah.
being able to just go and be free and be out and go to a park, go to different parks. Now I'm like, before I'd be like, man, I'm tired of going to the same parks all the time. Now I'm like, geez,
Yo,
I just want
thank God I got 5 different parks to go to all the time.
I'm like, nah, I can't go to none. So
Right.
yeah, man. So I'm like, you know what, man? It's. I feel like that. Okay, this is gonna be life for a little while, another couple weeks, or a couple months. So who
I'm thinking
knows?
this is gonna last for a few more months. They just keep adding 30 days because if they tell the people the time, the people
Right.
the
We're really
people.
gonna be locked up.
I mean, look, you told them a little bit, and they still doing spring break on the beach like a bunch of weirdos, and then getting sick, licking toilet seats and stuff. So
Right.
yeah, yeah, man. I'm like you, bro. I've been itching to get back into the gym, bro. Like we do jujitsu 3 days a week through Zoom, and it's cool because we're exercising in the house. So the days that I'm at home, all those days, the days that I'm doing jujitsu is the days that I do my heavy intense workouts. Then the 2 days in between I relax, but I do it usually about an hour to 2 hours before jujitsu, and I just go a good hour, 2 hours, so that by the time jujitsu comes in, I'm adding another 30-minute workout, and then the next 10 or another 10, 15-minute workout, if that, and then the rest of the time is watching moves, which I'm practicing on nobody, bro. Like it's so good to practice on somebody. So then, like I'm trying to practice on Dom. Like I'm getting so anxious. I'm practicing on Ananias when he's walking on me. I'm like, you're not
Come here,
bro. And but I
I
told my professor, bro, I was like, dog, like for one of the tutorials, like not tutorials, but online, like, can I just go there? Can I be one of the people that help out? Because like they have one of the dude that goes, I'm like, I want to roll. Like, I just want to roll. I just want, for those who don't know, if those who don't remember, rolling is like sparring. Like, I just want to get on the mat and go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how much I'd miss it. I thought I'd get tired of it, but like, no, not at
Sure.
all. Whereas like when I was going to capoeira, I was like, oh, okay, get through it. Oh, that was a great class. I got through it. Here, I'm always like, I want to go.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm holding up, bro. Outside of that, just working out, bro. I got my kettlebell and I'm doing full body workouts three times a week. And my whole thing is I just go till it burns. I just intensify each rep. I just keep going. I don't count. I just go, and once it burns, I stop. Once it burns, I push back past a little bit, and I just keep going. Full body workout.
Push past the burn, baby.
Yeah, man. So that's basically been my days, man. And then working from home, which has been interesting. And you know, it's funny. I'll go on a quick side tangent about this. Like, it's so funny how simple I can make my classes for the students who already have like non-simple classes, and they can still find a way to be lazy, and or not get it, even though I've explained it or expressed it like 40 times.
Sure.
And then sometimes it's like, okay, a good teacher, you know, doesn't have to explain it, not. So maybe it's how I'm explaining, how they learn. But then I think about it. I'm like, no. Like I've asked 4 or 5 times. Y'all get it? Yeah, Mr. Jill, we get it. We good to go. Y'all good to go. Go do it. The night before, 4 or 5 people. Hey, so what is? No, not. My boy Tanoy hit me up, and he was like,
My bad. I'm sorry. I just had a thought. The dude we interviewing is an hour behind us.
9 o'clock for him.
Bro, let me go ahead and tell my dude. Oh, shoot. I'm like, where is this guy? It's 9:37. He said he's getting his stuff ready. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good. That's a highlight moment right there.
Wow.
This is why you should like and subscribe to the channel.
You have to. You gotta love us, y'all.
It's moments like
Oh my
this.
gosh.
And this is where the promo ends.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna hit him up. I feel so bad, bro. Oh man.
Dang, dude.
Oh man.
I didn't even know that.
He's
no
in
wonder
Nashville.
why he was like, yeah, I'm just getting ready. Like,
what do you mean you're getting ready, dog? We own. Oh man. Dude, this is gonna be an awkward pause in our episode, but it's all good. Jeez, so we're an hour behind us. You're an hour behind us. Oh.
Oh, that's good. That's rich. That's absolutely rich right there.
Oh wow. My gosh.
So, yeah, man. Wow, that happened, guys. On top of you dope. That's an oath moment.
Oh man. Oh man. I ended the text with, oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh man. Hour behind in things.
Hour behind us, I believe. I totally forgot to clear. Please don't hate us. Oh man.
Oh man. Please. Oh. Cheers. Cheers to that. I mean, guys, look, the quarantine is really messing with
It's messing with everybody. I don't even know what day it is, dog. I'm like,
I saw a meme, bro.
Day I'm messed up. No. Like, I'm like, dude, yeah, today I thought it was Sunday, bro. I thought it was Sunday. Like, for real, I woke up because so they asked us to read a scripture for Sunday, right? And so, you know, we got all dressed up. We did that little challenge thing. And then I sit down and I'm like, okay, cool. Now let's get ready for church. In my head, I'm like, you know, we're gonna sit down and watch. And I'm like, bro, it's not Sunday. I'm like,
you thought today was Sunday.
I don't have my watch either. It broke, right? So that had the day, the date, and obviously the time. I don't know what time it is anymore.
You don't be looking at your phone?
I like
no,
that.
You actually don't.
No, bro. People be like, bro, just take your phone with the time. I'm like, who has time to pull a phone out of their pocket, hit a button, or for me, double tap my screen? Just so I'm like, boom, boom, boom. It's easy, bro.
Boom. Thursday, Sunday.
Oh my gosh, bro. This dude is an hour behind, bro. Bro, get back to what you were saying.
I was just saying that one of them. I think it's not as funny because this is funnier. Because I was saying like one of them hit me up with showing that their Duolingo app crashed, and they're like, "Oh, I can't use it anymore." I was like, "Well, thank God you had 6 other days to do the work."
Oh man.
Yeah, they tried, bro. They tried. Yeah. So, anyways, all that aside, it's good, man. We're doing good. I've really been enjoying this time. I think I've been very vocal about that. I think it's very much needed. The only thing that sucks is like it's official that we are moving to Georgia, man. So
wow, man, tell them what's going on, bro. What the heck, bro?
That's in 3 weeks, man. So basically, what's
Okay.
happening is, man, we have to renew our. We would have had to renew our lease, but where we've been here for 4 years, and just out of the blue, our landlord has really been acting all types of slim shady, and we've been great tenants, bro, like legit. And she just like a Jekyll and Hyde switch. It just was crazy, and so we fought against that for as much as we could. But then we thought, like, look, man, we could, Britt was just like, we could stay here with a disgruntled landlord, or we can just leave. Like, and I'm thinking, and my thoughts are like, nah, man, we gotta. But yeah, like, why the headache, right? Like, why the headache? She's looking like she's being negligent, maybe because she wants to get rid of the place. Like, hurry up, get out, guys. And so
wasn't she going through something like dad in the hospital kind of thing? Like,
something like that. When around the same time Adonias was born, which was crazy because I sympathize with that, but at the same time, like, that doesn't change the fact that we got mold and stuff growing in our air conditioning, and it's respiratory issues with a newborn now in the house to add to the fact. Like, that, I'm sorry that you're going through that, but know that you take an apartment or you take on this kind of responsibility, like you gotta, like, so anyways, but that's in no way, shape, or form was I being insensitive to. It was like, I hear you, but like, I still need this to be clean, like, because I'm not trying to be in the hospital with my child. Like, your father's gonna die. I'm not even trying to be a jerk, but that's the circle of life. I'm not trying to bury my son, right? So, and that might sound extreme for some, but seriously, like, when you've got microbials going in your air unit and the respiratory issues come from that, like, you never know what could happen. So, anyways, that is the reason why we're moving. And so we would have moved by April 30th, one way or the other. But the problem is that getting an apartment here, then a month later requiring first month rent, and like not enough money is coming in. Like, most of my jobs, like, as you guys know, like, I work like 3-4 jobs.
25 jobs.
Right. So like all but one, and that one is not paying enough for anything. So it's a good chunk, but it's still we slowly go into deficit. So we have to move one way or the other, but because of the deficit and not finding anywhere that is really understanding of that situation, I get it. They're like, look, man, we just need our rent. And some people can move in and still pay rent for whatever. I mean, sure, we're just not one of those people right now, unfortunately. And so it looks like we were planning on, we've always talked about North Carolina or Georgia, and then we settled on North Carolina, and that looked like that was going to be like 2 years, like a few years from now. But it looks like this is happening a lot sooner than we expected, and that is the sucky part. It sucks, man. It really sucks. For those wondering what's going to happen with Dads of the Dale, we're going to keep going.
We're going to be doing it just like this. By the way, we didn't tell them. So we figured out a way for me to record on my computer so that I got some audio, and now he got some audio.
So we're going
to mix it up. Hopefully the podcast will go ahead and sound cleaner.
Exactly. Like, we're going to look, man. We appreciate all the favors and all the work that other people have done to help us. But at the end of the day, like, we got to build up our tool set to make this what we want it to be. We can't rely on people. When we rely on everybody else, like, they have schedules too, and we can't afford to pay them for their time. So whatever they need to do is going to trump our desire to put on a show. So essentially, that always poses a problem, and that posed a problem in the past, and thank God we still had like this Yeti mic, so we didn't have to resort to going back to the phone at least. But we are going to make it happen, man. We're going to do what it do. We're going to make it do what it do, baby. Like, we're going to make this work. And we gonna hustle for it, man. As you can see, this quarantine has had me, just playing around, having fun, throwing some more promos out, seeing what I would want to do with that, where I want to go with that. But now that you got Audacity and you're figuring it out on your computer, you can record clean audio. I can record clean audio.
I'm becoming a techie over now.
Bro, you feel me? Like, come on now. Like, so, hey guys, don't worry. Dads of the Dale is not stopping, man. And that was one of my biggest fears about ever one of us having to move. But I think this is happening at the moment where we can make it work. Which is great, but we don't want to end Dads of the Dale at all. at all. And we want to keep this going. And a lot of people feel like we should keep this going. They feel like we've got something special here. Sometimes I just feel like I don't think it's special. I just think it's us. But I mean, if that's part of it, special, cool. Because, you know, when you build something from the ground up, you have the privilege of being in it the whole time. So you don't see what other people see. But we're going to keep it going, man. We are going to keep it going. We're going to hustle for it. And, you know, moving away from the ball is going to be tough. Yeah, our dude is about to jump on. We just got the word.
We cleared it up.
Hey, this is good. This is good. But remember, we said 30 minutes of interview up top, 30 minutes us at the back end.
Right.
Now it kind of works.
He's just on part of ending, man.
Yeah, which is good, man. Catch people up and then, you know, close out with a nice, fun interview. But yeah, man, we're gonna miss you guys a lot, man. And we, you know, I still got hopeful thoughts on hopeful things and many, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen from here, man. But that doesn't mean that that this is going to die out. Our friendship is certainly not going to die out. Our families are still very close, and we're going to make it so that can even still be the case through distance and all that. But we are, who knows, man? Maybe this is like, you know, I go first to Atlanta or Georgia. Not moving to Atlanta, but to Georgia to, you know, scope out the land. And who knows what opportunities this can hold for us. Like, I'm trying to keep an open mind because right now the emotions of just leaving here are just too overwhelming. So, and it's slowly hitting me day by day. I'm still I'm at peace with the decision because I prepared for this for about a month in case it would happen. But what I'm not at peace with is that now, like, okay, the emotions of it, like, it's still not real. And so, guys, it's official. Your boy is moving to Georgia April 30th. And it sucks because even I can't even say goodbye, right? Like, because that's going to be during quarantine. So, like, who can I say goodbye to? Like, how do we, you know, like, it's
man. And that's tough, man, because, you know, Dad is like, you know, goodbyes, it's not forever. You know, you guys can still, you know, you'll be able to see him again as opposed to, you know, this ain't the end, you know. So for him, it's like, please reconsider going over there and saying goodbye to him. And I'm just like, man, dang,
that's hard, man. That's hard because honestly, I'm like, bump all this. I'm saying goodbye. Like, I'm like, yeah, man. Who knows, man? Who knows? Like, it, you know, we still got 20 days to figure this out. 20 days. It's 20 days, man. Like, that's how real it is, man. And it's yeah. I'm not gonna cry on air for y'all. Y'all not gonna get that. That's
right.
I mean, for that to actually happen on air, man, it's gotta be special. This is special. I'm not yeah, I'm not giving that right now, man. And you know, then I'm gonna be like, oh, so welcome to the show. So as our guest comes on, like,
right. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man? You want me to come back? Like, we can do next week. No, we can't, man. It's just that. So yeah, man. It's what do you do, right? Like, what else can be said? I don't know. I'm gonna have to have this conversation a million times every day. Certain people, it doesn't feel like I'm rehashing it because they're a part of the process. But then there's other people that I just feel like I gotta be patient with having to restate these things over and over in conversations with people.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to make a generic post. Like, so like if I post this on here, whoever's listening, you got it. But I'm not gonna post nothing online. Like, I'm not. It just.
Yeah, man. It don't need to be that either, man. It's like, yo, you know.
Yeah. We know. This shit.
The perfect time for him to hit okay.
Oh, he coming on in?
Well, he said he is. Hold on, I got a little text bubble coming up. It's hot up in there right now, boy.
Yeah, I got the hoodie on. The only reason why I'm wearing a hoodie is because I don't want to wear a shirt because I gotta shave my head tomorrow. So it's looking pretty bad. It's so. Technical difficulties.
It's saying
failure to load.
Yep. So I guess we're gonna have to get him on another time. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, try it again, and if not, hey.
I love this though. I love like that. This is our podcast. You know what I mean? And then we ain't got no producers to answer to or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
like,
my
bro,
God,
can you imagine this happening live? You know?
honestly speaking,
Keep
though,
rolling. Do that guy.
honestly speaking, though, like if we had all that, we'd still be going and we'd be waiting to get the cue from them. They'd be backstage scrambling. We'd just be chilling. They would be
Right.
the one doing all
And
this.
people in the background are telling us right now that they're still having some technical difficulties.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Like,
Right.
would we have earpieces, man? Like, how would we do this? Would we have them behind the camera with like signs? Would we have earpieces? How would we do this? How do we do that? Like, what would our show look like? Like a year from now?
We would just have, dude. I think we should always keep it in our homes if we still doing it long distance like this. But I feel like I want to get a Yeti mic, but I want to have the Yeti mic in the shot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want people to see that we like recording on the Yeti mic and we both talk. You know what I mean? Have one of those things so that we can have really, really clear conversation. You look so corny right now.
I know. People might even say like questionable, but it's a mic, you dirtbag. So
right. That's why I'm like, yo, I would love to be able to get it like that to where we can,
yeah, get
but have
and we're not
but
using
I'm
our
like,
phones. We can use our phones to do stuff while we actually have a camera set up. Man, dreams.
I got a GoPro, bro. I'm like, I gotta learn how to use that. Figure out how to get on, bro.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
It's working. We hear you.
Let's
I don't see
go.
it. You see him?
Hey,
Hallelujah.
look at the back. I see what you did there, fam. Okay.
No, you like it?
I dig it. Smart move.
Appreciate that.
I guess
my bad about the whole. We were talking and my homeboy was like, Matt was like, dog, it just hit me. 9 o'clock here, it's 8 o'clock there. We told this man 9 o'clock. No wonder why he's still setting up. Because we were like, yo, what's 9:30? Like, is he gonna flake on us? Like, what's happening? Where you at, man?
I wasn't gonna flake on you. Let me turn this up a little bit.
Yeah, bet.
All right, what's going on? How was y'all week?
Go ahead, Matt. Tell them how your week was. Your week was more exciting than mine.
Dang, how was my week? So, first of all, nice to meet you, brother. Face to face, kind of, sort of. I can't see your video right now, but it's cool. I'm gonna talk to you like I can. I'm gonna just look at Gio.
Oh, I can see you.
That's fine.
You can see me, but he can't.
Yeah.
Gio can.
It's all good.
It could be my computer. It could be my connection. It ain't nothing, man. I couldn't see Gio in the last podcast, but it worked out fine.
Okay.
Dang. So yeah, man. My week has been interesting, man. This for us down in Broward is like, I think this is week 2 for the state or the county being on lockdown. This is like week 4 for my house. We've been locked up and on quarantine since. It's been a while, man. So this week was kind of the week where stuff kind of started to get to me. Started feeling it, started feeling the effects of like, this could be life for a while, man. And, these last couple of days, my wife and I just been kind of cruising with the 2 little kids, man, and trying not to, we haven't been doing too much. We had a schedule that we have in place. Thing was going good. And then we just got tired, bro. So yesterday and today, we were like, bro, we just gonna chill, watch movies, gonna go with the flow, work out when we can, like trash. We just gonna make it happen, y'all. So that's how it's been for us, man. And it's like it's all getting real, but still trying to stay positive and keep our heads on. So we still blessed,
Yeah, man.
I feel you. We in the same boat in Tennessee, but I mean we've been locked down, for these 2 weeks, and man, we just running out of ideas at this point. I mean.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Introduce yourself, your name. How many kids do you have, man, and how are you managing through all of this? I know some parents are going crazy being home with their kids. Some are actually loving it. So what's the scenario for you like in Tennessee, man?
In Tennessee, the weather right now is starting to get a little bit warmer. Of course, everybody's been locked down. I'm just blessed to be working right now. That's like big for me, because every time we step out, we have to go to the grocery store. It's expensive to keep food.
Right.
I have 3 children. My children are not babies. My oldest is 14, my daughter is 12, and my youngest son is 10 years old.
Wow. Oh, you got grown kids, bro.
Wow.
Jeez.
They my babies. Come on now. They still my babies. But
hey,
sure,
but
they're just not.
You talking to dudes who the oldest in this group is 5 years old, bro.
Yeah, so it, we go outside, we we play Uno,
Yeah.
PlayStation, basketball, throw the football around. We just trying to be creative. Like we're
Right.
trying to really stay positive in this point.
Right. And you said that you still have work, and I remember the other day you hit me up and you were like, "It's cool that you guys are teachers too." So you teach? Is that what you do as well?
No, I'm in IT.
Oh man, there's always work for you, bro. You essential, especially now. Everybody
working
needs you.
forever, ever.
How do I get this Zoom to work? How do I get this to work? They need you, bro.
Yeah, I work for IT solutions company in Brentwood, and I started this job at the beginning of the year. I was thinking that I was on cruise control. The office is real laid back, and then all of a sudden they was like, "Come to the office. We got something to talk to you about." And I was like, "Okay." I thought I was gonna get fired at that point because I'm new. And then they was like, sit down. We got to talk to you. So I go in the office, and they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna give your equipment so you can work from home. You're good."
Oh, yeah, but they didn't start that way. Sit down. We need to have a serious conversation.
Yeah, they started. I think they wanted to see how I was gonna react to it. But
it's like when your parent hits you with the "we need to talk," or your wife, like, when you get home, we need to talk. Like, no. I need you to smooth this. Is this bad or is this good? Like, what am I expecting here? I always expect the worst when they're like, "Come in, sit down. We need to have a talk. Call me when you get a chance." I'm not a fan of those.
I do something wrong?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of those.
That's what I was thinking.
So, Elliot, correct?
Yeah, that's my name.
So
Don't wear it out.
Formally introduced for the first time because I've always, at this point, have been referring to you as Dad's Show. And right there, Instagram at Dad's Show.
Dad's Show right here.
Hit him up.
That's dope. And I love that we've been keeping in touch through just familiar moments as parents, and seeing the dads link up around the states and mostly the states. I don't know if we've gone international. You know anybody international, but most of the dads are here in the States, and it's cool to link up with people I've never met through just being a father. And I noticed that every time you post something from another dad, or if you post something that we post, it's always this, dope dad link up.
That's right.
And that to me is really dope. Like that's a solid idea, concept. It's just dope for other dads to see each other, encourage one another, share their experiences with one another. So tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about what was what started Dad's Show and this idea to link up with other dads.
What started Dad's Show was to empower fathers. I mean, we all come in different shapes and forms, different ages, but I wanted to have a way to empower each other.
Right.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's a really hard learning curve. Like you can be a single man, and all of a sudden, bam, you have a full family before you even know it.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff happens within that process. Your family gets bigger and things change. But you start to kind of forget about yourself because you're always going to think about serving your wife if you're married. And then your children, and then you kind of like, you're just on go mode. You never have a minute to think about self and even reflect. It just things just start happening. You put yourself on the back burner. So I wanted to just find a way to not only empower myself, but I want to stay encouraged and encourage other fathers.
That's solid, man. That's important because most people don't think dads need encouragement. They're like, you guys work hard, get it done. And it's the moms that usually have the podcast, the Instagrams, which is dope. Like mothers need mental health. They need that security group. But like, I feel like sometimes you're right. Like fathers do get left behind. Like we get forgotten about. Yeah. And I don't think it's intentional. I just think it's like, oh, y'all are good. Y'all are good. Like the other men, y'all gonna be fine.
Right.
And it's like, man, we need it too. We need it too.
I mean, women are very resilient. I'm very proud of my wife. I mean, she's had to overcome a lot, but I see how she, I guess, go about looking for help.
Yeah.
She always finds the right way to do things. And I'm inspired by it. I want to actually be a good husband and a good father.
Right.
Because I see how much she does. So I just want to step up and work harder as well.
Yeah. That's
so
good families,
let me ask you
more good families. So
yeah,
I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you got to break that one, man. So Elliot, man, for you, bro, like what is it that like influenced you to be the type of father that you are, right? So you have this page to empower, to lift up fathers. Like, what kind of influences have led up to you being that and doing that right now?
my mistakes. You know, I've made a lot of
Mm.
mistakes. I watch my parents do things, but now it's a different generation. You know, I
Yeah.
started having kids at a young age. You know, I
Mm.
was 19 years old when my oldest son was born.
Wow.
And I had no clue about what to do. I
Mhm.
knew that kids are expensive. I knew that kids needed care and attention, but I did not know how to go about doing those things. So
Yeah.
I know there's someone out there just like me. I mean, even if you're older, I mean, it's all about a mindset, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to be mature at some point to raise a child
Yeah.
and even start your family. So, and I know we, as men, we have a huge responsibility on being the head of the household.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you be the head of the household?
Yeah.
It's like go,
Yeah.
and there's no manual.
Right. Right. You just hear that all the
Nope.
time. Like, you're the head of the house. You're the provider. What does that look like?
Ooh, man,
What,
that's
what,
it's such a huge responsibility, and then you're like, you have all this pressure, so you don't know how to start, where to start, who to trust, who to
do you
talk
feel
to.
Yeah.
like? Do you feel like with that mindset then comes this this expectation of deliverance and this heavy sense of judgment, like when you don't hit it, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, even though we're clearly unaware of what we're doing. And then if you grow up in a broken home, like, then how do you take, what examples do you have? Like, you're lucky if you have an uncle or an older cousin or an older brother, like.
Right.
So do you feel like this mindset inadvertently sometimes sets you up for like success? Like that pressure, that pressure to deliver, like, what does that feel like? Because I can only speak for myself, but I had kids later in life. Like, my first child came at 26.
Mhm.
I mean, I had some lucky escapes as a teen, so, but like, I had a little bit more under my belt. My only wish was that I spent more time with my wife. We got married, and 8 months
Mhm.
later we found out we were pregnant. We didn't
Yeah.
get enough time together. But then there are some people who don't even get that, right? Like, so
Mhm.
everybody's thrusted into fatherhood differently. Do you feel like the expectation to be a certain dad, sometimes when we don't even have a manual, is there a lack of grace in fatherhood? Do you feel?
I feel so. I know my wife gives me plenty of grace.
Right. Amen.
No,
Yeah.
but I do feel like there is a sense of pressure, but I think it's mainly the pressure we put on ourselves because we kind of see what we want to be, but we don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Or we may see somebody
Right.
that may be making more money or a bigger house, and we feel like that's what we have to have. But really, it's all on what we make in our
Right.
family. It's
Yeah.
not so much more about what you have or what you have. It's about what we can create.
Man, that's
You know
important.
what,
That's real
man? That's
important.
crazy, man. That's crazy because I feel like that's for me growing up. That's what kind of helped me become the father I am now. My dad used to work a lot. He used to be gone a lot. God knows what some of the things he did. But for me, it was like, man, I just wanted you to be home, man. Like I just wanted to hang out with you. My mom
Mm,
was the one who took me to go get my
right.
shoes. My mom was the one who dropped me off at my basketball games. And I'm just like, bro, I just want to be there.
Yeah.
But even understanding then too, like what led him to be the parent that he was. Well, he was abandoned by his parents, left at his
Right.
auntie's house. He grew up poor, didn't have nothing. So for him, it was like, my family's gonna have money. My family's gonna have what they
Right.
need because I did.
Right.
So it's almost like you got to learn from those paths, learn from your own mistakes, learn from your fathers, learn from the grandfathers, so that we can do
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clear that we gotta kind of keep moving that line.
Yeah. No, that's real important, man. I think, and even hearing the idea that, like, just to piggy off of that, like, you mean well, right? I was in that position. Okay, like, I didn't have this, I didn't have this. I'm gonna make sure I do what I can to provide a conducive environment for my children. But then what that does is create the complete opposite, because I'm not there, and my child
Yeah.
wishes I'm there. I'm missing on some small formative things, and ultimately what ends up becoming is it's doing more harm than good. And that's what I mean by like what you said, Elliot, like
Yeah.
the maturity of knowing. But then also we also have to factor in just the fact that we're brown people. So like then we're also not giving examples. This is the normal in our society sometimes, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that then gets perpetuated, right? And
Yeah,
so you could speak to that, I'm sure.
That's correct. I mean, I think that what I've seen from my family are immigrants. They're from Ghana, West Africa,
Right.
and
that's
they came here for education, and to build wealth. And I mean, after my parents got their education, it's like they always worked. They was only focused on that bag.
Right.
I mean, I respect them for providing everything for me that I needed, but I really needed them.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Mainly,
Right.
I needed their presence. I needed their
Right.
attention. You know, I needed their wisdom, but they just didn't have.
So they
that
provided
mindset.
everything you wanted, but
Yeah.
what you needed was the presence, the interaction.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. And
That's super important.
I see how much I put into my kids, and I notice that my presence is there. Like they know that I'm there to discipline, I'm there to greet, I'm there to entertain, I'm there to pay attention to. I mean, I know what's going on with them, even when they think they don't know. Like
Right.
they think I'm magic, I guess, but
Right.
I just pay attention.
No,
There you
that's
go.
so important, dude. We talk about all the time about studying your children. Study your child, know your child. Like, don't just be present, but like what you said is it takes a conscious effort to study your child because you know what they're going through, because you know they're a little bit of you, but then also just because you're paying attention, right? You're not distracted by the little things that could distract. Paying
Yeah.
attention is super important. I remember I brought that up, and that's such a new concept, I believe, because I was having a conversation with, I'm not a fan of the term and whatnot, but like with, I guess you would call this generation baby boomers. And I remember saying that, like I was saying about a situation that I was having with my son, but how I was studying him, and they were like, study him, please, he need to do this, and that. I'm like, but that's not going to work. Like that's really not going to work. And you can see the resentment in the subsequent generations because of this behavior. Like sometimes tradition trumps what it really matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but come on. I mean, this is a new generation. I mean, they require something completely different.
Absolutely.
Completely
And
different.
that's okay.
It is okay. I mean, my
Yeah.
dad's upbringing, things that work in my dad's generation just don't work in mine.
Right.
I mean, my dad respects that. He doesn't agree with everything I do as a parent, but he sees the results and he respects
Right.
it.
Right.
But
And
life
that's
is
important.
different all around, anyways, man. Because you got, just like you said, coming from another country. My parents came from Jamaica. Gio's parents came. Well, I think your dad came from Colombia.
My father came from South America, and my
That's all
mom
right.
is second generation Puerto Rican.
That's all right. That's all right.
Right. But see now, even now, right? So like now, our kids have been messing with technology since they can before they can walk. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And
Like,
that's just 5
and
years
so
ago.
you wanna, right? And you wanna, we were the kind of parents that are like no TV until they're two kind of thing. And then our second kid came around and we're like, we'll get whatever at all. You can watch as much TV as you want. And so even understanding how to kind of manage and navigate your children as they go through this technology, part of me was like, I don't want them being engaged in technology too soon. But then the other side of me was like, this is gonna be their life.
This is the world they're
They
growing
Yeah.
up in.
I want my
Yeah.
kids to know how to use this. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty technologically sound when it comes to electronics, but I'm like I want to make sure that my kids know how to use stuff so that when the time comes, if things happen and things change and things progress, they're not behind the eight ball trying to figure out how to keep up with the rest of the world. So
Right.
there's so much to kind of navigate now. You know what I mean? So I guess that kind of leads into another question, man. So you got two of your kids are kind of in that teenage. I mean, they're all 10 and up, right? So
Yeah.
social media is starting to get big for them. Like, how are you? I don't know. Do your kids have social media? And if they do, how are you kind of navigating and kind of monitoring how they use it? And if they don't, what is your philosophy on when they do?
Well, social media. My daughter has a social media page. She has a YouTube page as well, and
Nice.
my wife monitors that, and we just have a very strict understanding with her. Like she can't have control of it. She can't post when she want to post. Mainly, we have to tell her what she can do with it, and
Right.
we have to really control. Well, really, we monitor the content she posts and what she wants to do.
Right.
So she does all the editing. She does everything for that, all the videos. But really,
Nice.
we have the final say so. We just don't
Right.
let her have the keys to the car and drive.
You're a good producer. That's what a good producer does.
Yeah, there's too much stuff on Instagram. There's too much stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, TikTok. I mean, it's basic
TikTok.
pornography on those sites, and we can't just let her have that and just be exposed to all that. I mean, it'll kind of blow her mind in a sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
And how does how receptive is she? And then I guess the follow-up question to that is, how important is that to lay the foundation before you get there? So that way, when you have these conversations, is it a tough conversation, or is it like, okay, because of how we've raised her or how we've dealt with her growing up, it's not so much of an issue. She understands where we're coming from. Or do you just have a teenage daughter that's just giving you lip?
My daughter, she's actually the really good one out of the bunch, and she has a good understanding. She knows that we're trying to protect her. I mean, she wants to do what she wants to do. I mean, she's 12 years old, but at the end of the day, she has a good understanding of what her parents have for her.
Right.
I mean, she's very respectable. I mean, she wants to do certain things, but they got to come within time and maturity.
Right.
Sure.
You know, she loves makeup. But she loves slime at the same time. So I see that she's still a little kid. You know, I'm not going to grow her up
this fad of slime again, but it came out of nowhere because it's apparently everything between the age of 12 and like 5. That's all the kids are talking about, amongst a few other things.
I mean, it's in my carpets, on the walls, it's in the rug. I mean,
Lord, that's one of the things that I had to get used to, man. Is like being okay having a messy house. You know, like it's gonna be clean to a certain extent, and we can do what we can. But it's like, dang, boy, kids are dirty, and trying to teach them to clean up is like, oh man, boy.
I mean, I just come to chalk as part of the game. You know, trying to clean up.
Yeah, man. It's rough one. It's a rough one. With my son, he's 5, and so we had just started leaving that realm, and he just turned 5, like shortly before his brother was born, and so now we have this one, and he's just getting rice and beans all over the floor. I mean, and I'm like, bro, we had like at least a good 3 years where we were out of this. Like we were good. Like we were just ending this phase with him, and now like it's 10 times as worse. And I have to tell myself like, yeah, it's part of the game. Like, and I also learned that because sometimes I can be like, no, wash his hands. Don't be so messy. That kind of in turn kind of affected how my first son ate, right? Like instead we would chop certain things up instead of letting him feel the food and everything and actually enjoy food. Now my second born son, he'll eat any and everything. He doesn't care so long as he can touch it. And, you know, it's so important to just put your not cleanliness, but you know what it is, honestly. And this was a question I had earlier. It was parenting sometimes with the inner voice of another parent or the judgment of another individual, right? Like if somebody else saw that my house was messy, like, come on, man. Like, and it's like, who cares? Right. These are my kids, and this is their experience, and this is important to their learning experience. Like,
it's part of the reality.
It's part of the reality. It's a fact.
No one's perfect. No family's perfect. I mean, you have kids that are under 10. I mean, I can remember those days. I mean, they were just, it was messy everywhere. Yeah. I remember one time my wife was telling me, I was at work, and she was telling me, like, the kids colored all over the bathroom tub. And then when I came home, it was red crayons all over the tub. I'm like,
they do some things. What's the worst cringe story that you have that you had to be like, all right, this is parenthood, right? Is the tub the one, or is there another one?
No, there's more. You're gonna make my son come after me. My son's gonna come for me. But my oldest son, I believe he tried to I think let me say, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay, he was trying to do an experiment, and he had some eggs. So he put them in a crayon box. I think he thought the eggs were going to hatch. And then, like, I think every day he kept checking on the eggs, like, every day. And then they end up breaking. And then one day we just started smelling something, right? I mean, is that any of y'all smell like bad eggs or anything like that? And we just kept going back and forth in the house, trying to find out where the smell was coming from. And then one day I went in this closet, and the broken eggs were in there. That's probably,
that's golden right there. That's golden.
He was about 7 years old when that happened.
Oh, I was hoping you would say
Dog,
5,
like you
man.
can't control that kind of stuff,
You
man.
can't.
Like that's the kind of stuff that you're like, it's never gonna happen, you know. But then you come home and it's like, dang, there's marker all over my wall. That happens when I'm at home sometimes, dog. I'll be home. My
And then you
kids
be quick
pick
to
up
say,
a
like, if I
pen.
were at home, I wouldn't let this
But
happen.
fellas,
And then you
Right,
realize what happens
dude.
under your
They
radar.
pick up a pen. They pick up a marker, and I come and look at the couch, and it's got scribbled all over it. I'm like, when did
yeah.
this happen, dog? I just went
I
to the
mean,
bathroom to pee.
you're gonna lose a lot of stuff. I mean, stuff's gonna get messed up. You might have bad furniture for a while, but they grow out of it. Like I never
Yeah.
thought
Amen,
my
brother.
kids would grow out of it. So I mean, eventually they start to respect stuff. I mean, it's not perfect,
Right,
but
right.
eventually they start to understand what you want.
The
Eventually,
value of certain things. How do you navigate that? How do you balance between this is just a child moment versus okay, nah, bro, you done did too
well,
much.
when you get bigger, then that belt come out. That belt still comes out when you get bigger. I mean,
Straight up. Okay. Fair.
no, but I do discipline them, but at the same time, I gotta give them a little bit of grace. They're just kids.
Yeah.
Their mind is like all over the place.
Yeah. We take for granted because we have our experience. We forget that when we were there, our experience, we were still wiring things and we were still trying to figure things out. So, and I've heard somebody say this to me before, man. And I guess you could tell us a little bit about how this has been for you and your parenting. But like, truly, when you become a parent, you get to reteach yourself because as you're teaching them, you're also, if you're being humble and you realizing what you're dealing with and you're paying attention, then you realize that this is also just about as much about you as it is them because they're a reflection of you.
Yeah, you become more selfless. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I always think about, okay, when I was 10, I did this, so I gotta, pick my battles with him. If he's like deliberate on being disrespectful, then I gotta handle him. But if he's just being a kid, I gotta recognize it and I gotta treat it accordingly.
Right. And that's important, man. To do that is, again, I mean, we can't stress it enough. It's paying attention because some parents will react off of just being a child and take it personal. And I think some of that has to do with the inner voice in the head of, man, not my child. And you're like, yeah, not your child. Well, my child can't. Like, you parent through the filter of these insecure voices in your head sometimes, man.
Right.
And it's tough, man. It's something that I think we all, I guess the proper term for it is called schemas. We all have schemas from our past that we're dealing with and that we're trying to break and that we're trying to, and the more research and the more work we do on ourselves, we realize then how much that can translate into how we parent. Not that it's going to be smoother, but it's just one step, one generation. And you can't sleep on how powerful each generation is, but it's one generation of a broken cycle. Like one more generation of a broken cycle is so powerful.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, what have y'all been doing to break the monotony of trying to parent and also instilling what you want within your kids?
Great question. Great question. I think for me, man, like it started with like being a dad was a dream, right? So it's what I've always wanted to do, and so
Okay.
I think I'm learning to be in touch with my kids, since like kind of like what Gio was saying, like my kids are a reflection of me, and they're going to speak, they're going to act, and they're going to be like me. They're going to copy us. They're going to copy my wife and
Yeah.
I, their mannerisms, the way they carry themselves. And so being cautious, right? So if my son disrespects me in a way, right? My son is only 3.5, so he's at that point right now where everything is no, like, I don't want to do it, daddy. And he's kind of aggressive. But I found that his aggression is a reflection of me sometimes because I take his disrespect personal, as opposed to he's just a 3-year-old kid who literally is trying to figure out life.
Yeah.
And so, like for me, it's not I'm gonna bust you up, baby. You finna get it. It's having conversations, talk with them, and not worrying about what people are saying or what my mind is telling me what other people are saying.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna be a black father that's gonna be around, and then my kids are gonna see. They're gonna see how me and my wife work together. They're gonna see how me and my wife treat each other, respect each other, love each other. And they're gonna see that I'm not just gonna be the dad that's wait till your daddy gets home. Then you go get it, kind of,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like
Right.
we balance out the discipline.
Right.
We share the. We're both involved and we're both engaged at the same level. There's certain things that she's better at than I am. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, my wife is the more physical, fun one. Like throwing them around and doing that. I'm just now getting into that kind of stuff because I didn't grow up like that. So for me, it's a stretch. So even that idea of kind of stepping out of who I want to be, who I think I should be, being who my kids need me to be and want me to be, and trying to kind of help navigate in that way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I'm kind of going at it.
That makes perfect sense because you're trying to balance yourself within that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. And we talk about this a lot in our episodes. I think for me, what I'm trying to do is be a father that's just paying attention to my child. When I look at my son, I see the fire that he has in his bones and his heart, I'm like, I know where that comes from. I had that when I was younger, and I didn't have nobody to navigate that. I had a mother who did her best trying to raise a man. And my father was there, but he wasn't there. Like, our relationship became more of a prevalent thing at 19 when I actually stepped to him and had a conversation. But prior to that, like, we had talked for like 5 years, and then prior to that, our relationship had always been the weekend or summer visit. And that was enough because when I would go there, we didn't spend time together, right? Like, I'd spend time with my older stepbrother. So like, it was rare. So I think being present is not just being there physically, like in presence, but like being engaged. And sometimes I'm like, babe, like, I don't want to have this conversation with him. I need my moment, babe, to like just, but then for the most part, being engaged. Like, so my wife said something that really encouraged the crap out of me the other day. And I never told her this, but like, I was exhausted. We had just gone to the park, or well, it's a golf course, but we've turned it into a park because it's been barren, and it looks like if you put benches, tables, and parks in there, like it's like Central Park. It's really dope. My son loves going by the lake, crossing the bridge, going in the sand dunes, and like we're playing soccer and football there. And so then like my youngest, who's 9 months, was acting fussy, so she had to pick him up from the stroller. It's a small little stroller. And so then he jumped in it. And at first I was like, no, buddy, like, you're heavy. I don't feel like, but then I was like, whatever, like, if this makes him feel. And so then I just found myself like literally just, what would I like at the moment? And like, I just started pushing him around like a race car, lifting it up, going fast, going in crazy circles. And it was just being in the moment and not letting myself get in the way. And my wife was like, man, like, Dom, you're lucky. You have such a fun dad. Like, your dad loves you. And I think hearing my wife notice that, or then him, instead of him saying, which is normal, like, nah, or no, he's like, I know, like, cool. Like, that like, that feels good because I had a dad who had dreams and passions and was working hard, and he had every right to be like, look, man, I just want to rest. But I want to rest. You feel me? Like, I always want to rest, but not at the expense of building in his formative years small levels of resentment. So there's moments where I'm like, look, man, like, I'm going to rest, and my goal is I want to, and sometimes people are like, like, I remember when he was like 3 or 4, people were like, he might be talking too much. I'm like, be that as it may, I want his memory to always be that I always was talking to him before I picked up the disciplinary action, before I either gave him the spanking, before I pulled out the wooden spoon. Like, we spoke, and we speak often. And we had a breakthrough, man, like the other day, which and just discussing what emotions are. Like, he understanding what emotions are. And with your emotions, do you talk with your emotions or do you hit with your emotions, right? And him understanding that when you're feeling a certain way, express that you're sad, express that you're happy. And so I guess to answer your question in short, I think it just involves being present and studying your child, because that's not what I'm saying from me is not going to be the same for you. Wasn't the same for you or for Matt or anybody else. Every child is different. So when people are like, yo, this is what you just need to do, I'm like, yeah, that works, but you don't know my child. My child is a product of my DNA and my wife's DNA. How do I chew the meat, spit the bones, and how do I engage with my child? And I think that is ultimately what I'm trying to do, is be present so that he always remember. And then ultimately, I'm a massive kid, so having a child has now given me the excuse to climb trees, catch lizards, and do all the things that would previously put me in a straitjacket. So like I get to now do all the things that most people would be like any normal alone, like by myself. Legit, if people didn't think I was weird, I would climb trees, catch lizards, and just be outside playing. I like that. I'm a nature guy. Like I'm a one of my Jamaican friends. He called me. He was like, I forget the name of it. It's like he said you're an indigo kid. Like you like nature. I'm like, sure, but I can get away with doing it now because I don't look crazy. Now people are like, oh, you're such a great dad. I'm like, yeah, this is for me. I'm catching lizards for me. I'm climbing trees for me. But sharing my inner child with my son, I think that's important too. Sharing my inner child with my son because it's still there and not burying it and being an adult, you know? So I think that's how I navigate the monotony, because the monotony would be like, I'm the adult, you're the child. But like, I'm a big kid, like, and we all want to be that. So,
and that's part of your identity. That's part of your DNA. And who else to share with but your son, your seed? You know?
Right.
I mean,
well,
that's the
better
beauty
to
of
share
it.
it with.
I mean, I just try to make sure I build the best relationship. I mean, all my kids want different things. I have one child that wants to play PlayStation and basketball. I have a daughter that wants to play with slime and play on our iPhone and make TikTok.
Right.
And
I'm gonna get my charger. Keep it up. I'm not disappearing.
And then my youngest wants to, you know, play with Legos all day. I mean, I try to make sure I meet those needs with them. And, I mean, it's pretty fun. I mean, at the end of the day, we do have our powwows sometime, but I mean, but the time that we spend are priceless. Like the good times. I mean, they're just, we have so much fun within the moment, like he was saying, and then we just kind of like zone out, you know.
Yeah, that's good, man. Man, bro. So, bro, we appreciate you coming on and jumping on with us, man. It's been super great having you on, and we definitely want to get you back on again, man. But you know, if you, I think that like the last kind of question I want to like ask for you, man, before we wrap it up, like again, you're talking to two dads who got kids that are 5, 3, about to be 2, and not even 1 yet. Like, what kind of advice can you give to a couple dads like us who have, you know, that 14, 12, 10-year-old kid to look forward to? Like, looking back, is there anything that you wish that you could have did differently, or anything that you feel that you did great with your kids that you could
or that
pass
you wish
on?
somebody shared with you?
I'm gonna say this, guys: enjoy these moments while they're young, because you can't get them back. That's probably my biggest regret. That is my biggest regret. I didn't get enough time to enjoy the moments. I was too busy either working or trying to find a way to better myself. I just kind of lost track of time. I mean, they were little babies, and then I look up, you're 5. I look up again, you're 10. Then you're 14.
Wow.
So take the time to really enjoy these precious moments with your children. Like when they're children, before you know it, they will be. You look up, they'll be at your shoulder. You know, like it goes by really fast, and you can't get none of it back.
Yeah, you know what, and I appreciate that, man, because I feel like I see people say that all the time, and there's certain times where I'm just like, all right, cool, man, you know, like, thanks for telling me the 100th time, you know. But I feel like the more I hear it, the more I'm just like, all right, dog, don't miss
something
it.
There.
You know what
I mean, I think you're going to mess up as a parent too. You know, you're going to mess up as a father. You're going to mess up as a husband. But you got to understand, you get another shot. You're always going to get another shot to redeem yourself.
Yeah.
You just can't get so discouraged. You know, you're not perfect. You're learning as you're going. I mean, there's no manual. It's just you either pay attention, try to do the best you can, and wake up the next day and do it all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real, man. I know I'm experiencing that now. Like I'm only 5 years in the game, man. And my son, I remember with my firstborn son just thinking, I can't wait for you to walk. Oh man, you're talking. Like you got teeth. Hurry up. What is it gonna look like when you're doing this? What is it gonna look? And because I was working so much, I was there for pivotal moments, but I miss all the small nuances.
Yeah.
So now with my second son, I'm just like, your teeth are coming in. Stop. Like, stop. You're going too fast. Because I know for a fact we're done.
Yeah.
Like, we're done. So I'm like, I want to enjoy every bit of this while I can. Because, like you said, I do agree. It does happen fast. And I'm realizing that more than ever. Because I can juxtapose it with my newborn. Prior to my newborn being here, it's just like, this is just the flow. We've gone down this river. I've been on this river the whole time. But now when I look back and see the other component, I'm like, wow, look how far we came. Oh, I remember when my firstborn did this. and now he's doing this, and they're doing things differently. And I also love analyzing just how different they really are. Like, it still baffles me that two people can make this children over and over, and they are completely different every single time. Like, it's still something that I'm not sure I'll ever make sense of. But then I think I give credit to something much bigger than myself. Like, you know, that's God at work there. So yeah, man. Hey, look, man, this happened. This was smooth, man. We really appreciate you coming on, man, engaging with us on Instagram, and really just back and forth. There was one time I shared something, you shared it, I shared it again, you shared it. I was like, I can keep going. I can do this all day.
But we have to keep doing it to get people to notice. And I think the movement has to be authentic. I mean, you share something with you and your son. I mean, I have to share it. I mean, it's something positive. That's how I found you guys, actually. I seen you guys post something. I followed one of the, I guess, a hashtag, change the narrative. Y'all got spelled right in there. And then I went through your page. I didn't see your page yet, but I seen you later on when he came through after we talked. And then after that, it's just I've been sharing whatever I can with y'all. You know, I'm trying to get more people engaged with me.
Man, I mean, this is
something that can really encourage a lot of brothers or a lot of fathers. That's help.
I don't think I asked that question enough. I think because I'm still feeling the whiplash of, like, you know, because it's very easy when you start Instagram pages to think that certain people want to add you just to get the ad, and then they disappear. So, like, at first when you added us, I was like, this is dope. Okay. Oh man, this dude is like sharing our stuff. Yo, this is dope. And like, it's really cool how the father community has been coming together through Instagram. It's not as pretentious as the other communities. Not to knock any of the other communities at all, but like when people add you, they seem to really add you because they're really hungry for this. So I was very curious. I was gonna ask, like, how did you find us? Like
that's what's up.
But that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Because it's really cool that we're starting to get on the map, man. Because as we say in our Instagram, man, we just want to promote, you know, 3 simple phrases, 1 simple idea. Fatherhood is tight, man. Like, it's dope. It's dope. It's not a hassle. Dope. It's not a headache. Fatherhood is tight, and it's enjoyable. And like you said, it's a mindset. The minute you go in thinking, man, okay, like, bro, I don't know. I can't imagine not being involved. But I also understand that people have their trauma, they have their life. But I just can't imagine creating a life and then disappearing. Like, I just think it's so cool that I get an opportunity, because not many people can have an opportunity to have children.
It's a support system we have to build. You know, like I said, we watch women do it every day. We have to support each other the same. I'm knocking, but I'm looking and I'm admiring. I'm watching. They're building something. We can do the same thing, but we're covering our entire family when we do that. And if I see he's struggling, I can help him with some type of support. He can help me, vice versa. There's so many facets to being a father, but there's things that we don't have that we can share with each other. We just have to be more open and vocal about it. Sometimes we're more stubborn, we're prideful, and then we start to hide stuff, and then we start to fall away, and you know how it is when you're a guy. You just get too much in your feelings about stuff.
Fact.
Yeah.
I mean, fact. This
way to make it change is to change.
Yeah, this community is definitely one that allows us to encourage one another to be real and be open. And having a community fosters that mentality, because sometimes we forget that sometimes men don't do that because we don't see the support outside of our circle of friends. So it's important to build this community, man. I have a dream that one day we will, and I don't mean to sound like Martin Luther King, but like a legit, like this vision that we can have fatherhood conventions, or you know what I'm saying? Like we can, you feel me? Like we can like have a moment where we come together, do a summer like thing where the families come together, like it's real. Like I really think that's important and needed.
I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be real dope. Like maybe a convention or something.
Yeah, that's the way I was thinking, but
I mean, there has to be, it has to be authentic. There has to be people who are really there for the right reasons. And we also have to have the right support. And I think we build more stronger fathers, we change the narrative. I mean, the narrative is not great for fathers, and even black fathers. And we have to be very real about that. We have to be open about it too.
That's true, because a lot of people create pages, and the pages they create are for the sake of clout. Like, you can tell what pages that are being created just because I want to clout chase, or again, I'm not here to bash anybody, but you can tell the pages that are doing it for the love of, and then those who are just jumping on. So it's important for us to change the narrative and create the narrative.
Well, we ain't concerned about that. We try to run our own race, and the real is going to show.
Touche. Yeah, I like that. That's real. So, hey, aside from Dad's show, right there behind you, where can the people find you at, man?
Dad's show on TikTok as well. I do stories with my family. We just goof off a little bit, during this COVID-19 lockdown. But right now, just mainly Instagram, and you can always DM me at Dad's Show on Instagram, or DM me on TikTok at Dad's Show.
Nice. That's what's up. Well, you can find me at Bearded Black Dad on IG, and you can also find us at the Dads of the Dale on IG.
Yes, sir. You can find me at GEEO8, OH8GO8, or you can find us also on Facebook at Dale, first name, last name Dads, or you can find us on YouTube at Dads of the Dale. The content is growing. We are creating more and more stuff for y'all to not just consume, but also encourage, enlighten, make you laugh. But outside of that, man, it's been a pleasure having you here. We hope that you come back for more in the future. This is great. Tell your friends, tell everybody, man. Hopefully I hope you felt encouraged being here. Feel like you got something, but I know I'm walking away with a lot. So thank you for taking the time out, man.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
Of course, man. And on that note, we the Dads of the Dale.
Oh, woo!